holy shit. We've got the image reveal for the Naught. We got a track list leak of the Naught. Completely unexpected, and here's my thoughts. So first and foremost, this has been a very hot topic for the last 24 hours. Goddamn, it's been busy. There's lots of conversations being sparked upon, it's being sparked across Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Reddit, everywhere. Just, this big shit, man. It's the fucking 6th. It's a brand new Joker's card, and I'm fucking here for it. So before we dive in, we gotta give a shout out to our motherfucking members. Juggalo's BD John, Durable Object, J-Word, Kapazucha Boom, Lorgasm, Charmakazi, Ivy Killer, Unique Freestyles, Do It For The Underground, MP23, and Just Sam. Thank you guys for your support. If you would like to join the channel, become a member to help support the channel, there's a link in the description where you can do so. Thank you guys again for your support. So, wow, okay. I originally had plans to basically just do a My 2 Cents video talking about the video that Humble Among put out yesterday morning. Basically, he had reached out to Violent J because Shaggy was talking about the Naught being wrapped up and being sent off to mastering. And this was Tuesday, by the way, right? But they had it sent off. He decided to reach out to Violent J to say, is there anything else you want to add about the Naught? I think he even then, I'm paraphrasing because I can't fucking remember. There's been so much that has happened since I watched that video yesterday morning. But basically he had asked, is Mikey Clark going to still be the sole producer? And he did confirm that Mikey Clark produced more than half of it, but the rest of it is going to be Devereaux, Shaggy the Airhead, Kuma, as well as Mike P, which is basically everyone that has been doing the production for them for the last few years. So like I said, originally that was going to be what I was going to make my video about. Also, the other question that Humble Among asked was, will we get an image reveal before the gathering, with Jay saying no? Well, that didn't last long, because last night it started popping up everywhere. This fucking image right here. And at first, like when I first seen it, Carver posted it over in the Deck One Dealt Discord server, asked if we thought it was legit, and I'm like, there's no way it's legit. Along with the track list. There's no way it's real. That was my first initial reaction. I see Juggalo News tweeted over on Twitter. I see everywhere it starts to pop up. But then as I head over to the UPC Discord server and I see Robbie talking about it from Do It From The Underground, shout out to that motherfucker. Well, I see him talking about it, but he's pulled up a pre-order link from Apple. And I'm like, wait, what? So I head over to Apple Music, cannot find it. I'm like, I can't find it, so they probably pulled it down already. Had it corrected to me that it's actually in the iTunes. So I head over to iTunes and lo and behold, there it was. So we've got the image, we've got a track list. I think there's a lot of people really trying to scramble and figure out, is this going to be the final image? I know Humble Among also did a live stream last night, kind of like an emergency broadcast to kind of give his thoughts on it all. There's speculation going around that maybe this image is a placeholder and we're going to get either a different one when the album actually comes out. But ICP are super notorious for having alternate artworks. I mean, they've done it for Yum Yum. I mean, obviously you've got the open-mouthed version or open-faced version of Yum Yum, if you will. So, I mean, they've had different artworks before. So this very well could just be like the outside artwork. And as you get into it, there's more to it. Yeah, I'm so scatterbrained because I don't even know where I want to focus to talk about this. I kind of want to hone in real quick, talk a little bit about the fact that Mikey Clark is not fully producing the album. And honestly, my thoughts on it is, I'm honestly not mad at it, right? We got a majority of the album produced by Mikey Clark, and I'm one of those people that posted up and was really kind of campaigning Kuma for the 6th. So when it was announced and finally debunked that Kuma would not be producing the 6th, and that they were trying to give that honor and that right to Mikey Clark, you know, I reapproached it like, hey, if Kuma is at least mixing it or does some production and we get like a Mikey Kuma, that was one of the things that I was putting out there, that I wanted to see Mikey Kuma. I think that Kuma is a really great producer. He's a very great engineer. He's great at mixing and mastering. and really kind of look at Mighty Death Pop and how that album sounds. That's produced by Mikey Clark, but there's extra production and mixing and mastering from Kuma. So when I say Mikey Kuma, that's the first album that comes to mind for me is Mighty Death Pop, which phenomenal album. I know there's a lot of people that don't really care for that album, but I really love that album a lot. So I'm not mad at the fact that Mikey Clark is not fully producing the Naught. There are some really great beats that Shaggy the Airhead can come up with. I'm sure everybody's thoughts, and I've seen a couple conversations or jokes about it, of not wanting to hear producer tags. I kind of feel like they're gonna go into this maybe knowing that this time. That was one of the I feel like a really big thing that everyone is very vocal about. And I could be wrong, because I mean they took the producer tags off for Wicked Vic and Plug Ugly, but then had them back again for Whoa. But Whoa honestly kind of felt very slapped together and rushed out. Like I had said when Whoa came out, it felt like they were just done with the Yum Yum era and ready to just be over it. And that's kind of why Whoa was, in my opinion, slapped and put out there the way that it was. But that's just my own assumptions on my part. But yeah, I'm not mad at Mikey Clark not producing the whole thing. I think it's very honorable the way that Mikey Clark decided to step down, because he's kind of entering a slump. I'm one of those guys, man. I enter creativity slumps all the time, or motivational slumps, really, rather than just creativity, where it's like I don't really want to come and do a video, I just want to relax after work. That's happened plenty of times, and it's going to happen in the future. And actually, almost happened here recently. So I would have been happier if it was just Kuma, but I ain't mad at Mike P, Devereaux, and Shaggy the Airhead being involved, because again, I think that they are very good producers. So the track list. Let's talk about the Naught, the track list, the image. Now, the image, when I finally accepted and realized that this is probably real, when iTunes has it up for pre-order, like that's kind of as legit as it gets, right? Whether this is the final image or not. My first initial reaction to it was, eh. But honestly, that's how it's been for every single Joker's card of this hand. When they revealed Death Pop, I was like, I had to really study it. And usually a lot of times when I get to listening to the album, that's when the imagery really comes around for me. Marvelous Missing Link being the same way, Fearless Fred Fury being the same way, and honestly, I tweeted this when this image was out. I was like, hey, Fearless Fred Fury holds its title for the worst looking Joker's card. It's not my favorite. The image itself, his head, the fact that it's tilted kind of fucks with me a little bit, that it's not symmetrical like all the other Joker cards when you put them all together in a line. The pure fact that you've got a factory, you've got him holding a crowbar, it's a little busy to my liking. I would have been much happier if they tilted his head forward, included his fist. I think the fist is crucial because that's like part of his whole lore, is that fist pelting the fucking shit out of you for not having more dignity and pride and standing up for yourself in your life, right? That's his fury, just pummeling the shit out of you. So I think the fist was definitely a necessary thing, but Fearless Fred Fury is easily my least favorite looking Joker card of the second hand. Of any Joker card, I should say. So initially when I seen this, I kind of was like, But the more that I'm looking at it, the more that I'm studying it, the more that I'm observing all the little details about it. I mean, you gotta you gotta change your contrast. And I know Replicon put out a version where like all of the, the tone is like more, it's more visible. You can see the knot a lot more and see a lot more of the details. Carver was making an observation in the Deck Wendell Discord server that it reminds him of one of the worms, like the worm from Beetlejuice. So that's kind of cool. I'm starting to really dig the imagery of this, like coming to swallow you and just like swallows you. The knot comes, he swallows your soul. You cease to exist. That's it. There's nothing. That's it. Just the knot, the nothing. Whether or not this is going to be the final image or not, and I didn't pull it up. I did pull it up. Other people were making this observation. I had first seen Shanzi bring it up because like we have a little group chat. It's me, Shanzi, Coma Black, and the homie Echo Side Fiend. It's titled Hollow Wicked Homies. And like an hour went by that everyone's talking about this Naught reveal, and I'm like, I went in there, I was like, no, nobody's talking about this here. And then I like started tagging the shit. As the conversation went on, Shanzi was like, hey, didn't they use this artwork for The Gathering last year? And I'm like, I think you're right. And I pulled it up, posted it. And I did see some other people on Twitter. A lot of people starting to make observations all across Reddit, Facebook about the logo they used for last year's Gathering of the Juggalos. There's a lot of similarities. The horns are kind of similar, like the outline at the top of their head is a little bit similar. And to be honest with you, whether this is or not like an early precursor to the Naught, it's really hard to say, right? So the whole theme of last year's Gathering was Something Wicked This Way Comes. Honestly, feels very heavily tied to the Naught. And with some of this imagery, you know, if this is him before he opens up, I ain't mad at that, right? That's pretty fucking dope. A great teaser for what we would get with the actual Naught. But to me, what this tells me is that they were tossing around concept ideas back then, and maybe this was an early rendition of what they wanted the Naught to be, but decided no, they wanted to go in another direction, and then ended up using this for the Gathering. It's kind of where my head's at, but definitely feels very connected for sure. Just those horns was the biggest thing for me, because the Naught has them like down low. So yeah, man, I don't know, man, there's just so much to fucking digest. But I wanted to jump into this track list real quick. One of the things that I like to do is just kind of guess or kind of think of what certain tracks might be about. And honestly, some of the biggest standout things for me, I see a lot of people making the joke about Everybody Dies and the fact that Twisted has a song on the Green Book called Everybody Dies, which is hilarious because when I first read that, that's immediately what I heard, Everybody Dies, in my head. So that's hilarious that I'm not the only one that made that. But there's two skits that it looks like skits to me called Flashback 1 and Flashback 2. So kind of where my head immediately went when I noticed these two tracks, Flashback 1 and 2, right? And honestly, this goes back to an old Daily Spirits video from when I was part of Carnival Spirits. And actually, it was when I first joined them within like the first month or two, clear the fuck back in 2013. And with Daily Spirits, what that series was one of the members of Carnival Spirits came up with a topic. And then every day, one of the members of Carnival Spirits made like their response to that topic, like gave their thoughts on the main topic. And one of them was, if you were given the creative ability to come up with a Joker card, what would it be? Paraphrasing, God, that was over 10 years ago. That was 12 years ago. And the one that I had was a Joker card where right before you die, you know, people always say life flashes before your eyes and your memories replay in your head right before you die. That was my concept that I thought would make a good Joker card. And honestly, when I saw Flashback 1 and Flashback 2, that's the first thing that came to mind, was remembering that Joker card concept from back then. Are these flashbacks going to be like skits where the person or the story within this album, right? Because this isn't really necessarily going to build lore towards the Dark Carnival. It's not going to be a Joker card in that sense. But what if the person or whomever, whatever the story is going to be, the lore to this story of what the Naught is going to be someone who is dying, and their first flashback goes back to a time in their life of something that they did. And then Flashback 2 obviously would be another one. So kind of the little concept that I had commented in a couple places today on YouTube, and I think I did it on Reddit as well, was you're replaying your life's memories. Did you make the most of your life while it lasts, which is the last track on the album, before the Naught swallows your soul and you cease to exist? I think is what I said. I'm paraphrasing myself because, like, again, well, it's just fucking happened. That's where my head's at when it comes to those three tracks right now. And honestly, you could probably throw the intro in there. Maybe we're going to get introduced to a character, and then you're going to have a flashback from their life, another flashback from their life, and then maybe while it lasts will somehow tie into life is more precious when there is nothing else, right? Because we're only here for this amount of time, and that's it. There's nothing else. So why not make the most of life? And honestly, that concept right there, that to me is what it feels like the Naught is going to be. When you look back at all of the other Joker cards from this hand, that's what it's all about, is like your life and making the most of it. All that being said, the Naught, when there's nothing after life, are you going to just waste your life away, or are you going to live your life to the fullest? Because this is it. Are you going to make the most of everything while it lasts? Those were the 3 tracks that really fucking stood out to me. Interesting track list, but I've rambled on like a motherfucker about this. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to get on here and just kind of drop where my head's at with a lot of this shit that's going on. There's so much to digest. I wanted to do like my thoughts on everything that has happened, because it's crazy, man. The fucking Naught is here, and I know in what's happening now, I've been very skeptical of it coming out like this. I mean, if it doesn't come out at the Gathering, it is coming out at Hallowicked. Regardless, the era of the Naught starts now. I'm fucking excited for it. I'm scatterbrained like a motherfucker, so we definitely need to end this right fucking now. So leave your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Are you guys feeling the image or not? Like N-A-U-G-H-T. Are you not feeling the Naught, or are you are? Are you feeling the Naught? Are you not feeling the Naught? Puns like a motherfucker. But yeah, I'm fucking excited. The image is growing on me. I don't fully think that this is going to be the final image. I think there's going to be more artwork to it. I think there's going to be more to this than just that. I mean, we've had it with other Joker cards as well. So I think it's a safe assumption that this is not just going to be what the Naught is going to look like. This is definitely some front cover stuff, but I think there's going to be more to it. But yeah, leave your thoughts down below. Tell me what you guys think. Shout out to our members. If you guys would like to help support the channel, link is in the description where you can go do so. I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.